Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to take a look at the Woomer colored pencils. I've had these for about, oh boy, I think about 8 months, honestly, and I intended to get to these much earlier, but I just was, I think, a little overwhelmed. Colored pencil tutorials, not tutorials, I mean, well, yes, tutorials, but colored pencil reviews take a while, and I kind of kept pushing it off until I had a little more time, although I did pick these up and use them a few times, and they are lovely pencils, and I think if you're in the market for some colored pencils, especially some budget colored pencils, these are worth a look. These are selling for around $30 on Amazon. There was a coupon code at the time, the last time I looked up the it's listing for like 10% off, so you know, that might be still available. I think at $30 these are still a really good deal, and the reason why I decided to review these is because the company Woomer actually had Lightfast testing done on these pencils, and I just familiarized myself with the report because they did send me a copy of the report. I'm not sure if I can make that public, but they used a Xenon Light, a sunlight machine over the course of 10 days to do their testing, and I think that's supposed to it's supposed to comprise like what the time in the light over a longer period of time, like years, would be. It's like the testings they do for ASTM and whatnot. But anyway, they had really good results, and they had it on a scale of 1 to 5. They used a gray card scale, and 5 being the most light fast and 1 being the least light fast, and these were all between 3 and 5. But looking at their samples, the before and after, the only ones I saw that I could tell fading from my eyes were some of the purples. They say the chartreuse also had some fading, but we can look here at this swatch, and this actually is the wrapper that comes around, like a belly band that comes around the box. On the inside of that is a swatch. Don't let the coloring of this swatch bias you on these pencils. This was awful to fill in. This paper is like this weird chipboardy slick, like kind of reminds you of like a cracker box type material. It's not great for swatching, but I did like that it had the Lightfast information and the color key here. So here it says 0 would be not Lightfast, 1 less Lightfast, 2 limited Lightfast, 3 Lightfast, 4 good Lightfastness, and 5 extremely Lightfast. So, you know, with a budget brand, I kind of have to take it with a grain of salt if it's not tested by ASTM, just because I don't know that much about the Lightfast testing that these companies do, but the fact that they had them tested, I think, and they had a report to provide me, I thought that was pretty impressive. So the ones that I saw fading with on the photos he sent me was this light magenta color, the light red violet, the manganese violet, and I don't know if I saw it on the other purples, but purples are kind of an iffy color anyway. They said the chartreuse had Lightfastness issues, but or it was only a 3 to 4, but I didn't, when I looked at the picture, I couldn't see any fading. And then going through here on this side, I'm surprised at how well those really pale colors did. They all have like 4s, 4 to 5s. It seemed like there was a red that was a little bit fadey. Maybe it was alizarin crimson, because that's known to fade if they use those pigments, but those all have 4 to 5. It seems like there was a red and a blue. I think it was ultramarine blue. I saw a little bit of fading on, and I can't recall which red it was. So, you know, use it with a grain of salt, obviously. Generally, if you're doing colored pencil work, you're going to be banding it and framing it behind glass or plexiglass. You can always use a UV glass if you want a little extra protection. But I was pretty impressed. I mean, now, are these any more Lightfast than other budget pencils? It's really hard to say, because if the other pencils don't have the testing done, who knows? Who knows what you're getting? But I like that they had the color key here, the Lightfast key here, and it came with a swatch. And then a printed swatch on the back side, or I guess it would be the front side of how it comes. So you get 2 trays here. They all sharpen beautifully. I didn't have any breaks. One thing that I thought was really interesting about these pencils was how soft they are. They are as soft as Prismacolor, which is kind of a hard feat, honestly. I thought the Derwent Chromaflows probably came the closest to Prismacolor, and maybe the Art X, but these are softer than the Art X. And they're less breakable than the Chromaflow, and I think the body on this is a little bit bigger than the Chromaflow and Prismacolor. So if you're looking for that super soft colored pencil to add to your stash, it's definitely worth a look for sure. So let's take a look at some of the artwork I did with these. Now, I didn't do really in-depth artwork here. I was, this one right here, I actually started with a watercolor base on this, and then I Then I sketched my dog who was napping with his tongue sticking out on his chair. I put this her chair. I put this blanket over her chair so that I can just sew that in the wash so she doesn't get fur into the fabric of the chair. Because when dog fur gets, like, it weaves itself in to certain fabrics. I don't know what happens, but I always just throw a blanket there, that way I can wash it because she loves that chair. And they're really fun to draw with. And this is just one I did with just the colored pencils of a plant that that was on my coffee table. I did these two yesterday while I was waiting for Furnace Tech to finish up their tune-up. And blending blends very well, like a Prismacolor. Layering not so good. This got about 3 to 4 layers on this paper, this was kind of like hot press watercolor paper here. By the way, color pencils go great on watercolor paper where the sizing has kind of gone off. Then on a really smooth paper, I had swatched this in comparison to a few other colored pencil sets. Again, I got 4 layers, so layering on this really smooth paper. It's strange that I got about the same as I did on the rougher paper. Well, that's more of a hot press watercolor. It's still a little bit more textured than this. And it's an extra soft pencil. It felt very much like Prismacolor. Obviously not quite as pigmented, but if you are looking for a real close dupe to Prismacolor, they are definitely one to look for, in my opinion. And I just want to show you the swatch on this paper here. And this is also over watercolor. That's how I tend to use colored pencils. I tend to use them in a mixed media fashion, and these worked really well for that. Now the only thing that I didn't think was quite as good was the white pencil versus a Prismacolor white. So I'm just going to find a dark piece of paper that I can swatch on, just so we can, actually no, I'll just use this tone paper here, and then we can compare and find a page that doesn't have anything on it. Well, let's just try them side by side. This is a Prismacolor. You see that? This is the Woomer. Oh, it's hard to tell there. Let me get some black marker. Let's do a little, let's make a little black swatch here. And maybe we'll do that. I know, it's like I don't want to have it bleed through anything in my sketchbook. So, well, maybe I can do it really quick. It'll do a little swatch there. Okay, now let's try that on top of the black marker on the smooth paper. This is the Prismacolor. Nice and bright. This is the Woomer. Oh, actually, about the same. I was going to say, I would usually say grab yourself a Prismacolor pencil. Let's do Prismacolor over here first. And let's do the Woomer next to it. Prismacolor might be just a smidgen more opaque, but boy, it's not bad. Did that bleed through? Oh good, it didn't bleed through. Yeah, it's not bad. So I'm saying these are probably the closest that I've found to Prismacolor, and they have Lightfast testing done. I think they're a pretty good buy. Now let's see. Oh yeah, something else I want to test is how not Lightfast, how water resistant they are. So let me actually go back to my watercolor book here and take a brush, and let's just see if these colors bleed. Oh, some of the yellow bled. Now we're getting a little bit of red on that. A little bit of some of the blues. Okay, so they're not going to be perfectly water resistant. I should say some colors aren't. Seems to be ones with like a maybe red. Oh, some of those greens and some of those purples. Yeah, we're getting some lifting here. This is watercolor paper too, so it could have something to do with the sizing, but the sizing on this paper has kind of gone off, so. Alright, so some of the blues, some of the reds, tend to be a little bit of the, one of the yellows got a little bleedy. So, you know, not perfectly water resistant. We can do a real quick blend test here, like I did with the Ohuhu and the Polychromos there. So let's get 3 different shades of yellow to orange. I think that's what I used. I might have used a red in there. I think I might have. No, maybe do. Like that. And it lays down a lot of color at once, so for me, I like that, but you might not like it depending on if you like to do a lot of layering. I don't think these are going to be the pencils for you if you like to do a lot of layering, but if you like to color quickly, lay down color quickly, have a more opaque pencil, and not have to do a lot of layers, I think this would be a really excellent choice. I'm going to be kind of sloppy here. I just want to see how they blend, and then we can add a little odorless mineral spirits and see how that works with them. They hold a pretty good point for being so soft. You can, meaning you can sharpen them to a good point without them breaking. I like that the color is printed all the way. They do have names, but the names are kind of hard to read because it's like a reverse print on a metallic like swatch, but they all have names and numbers. That's important to you. I guess it is good to have, like, you know, if you want to make sure you're using a color that's got a higher Lightfast rating, you'd want to know what the name or number is. Don't mind my sloppy techniques here. As far as just sketching though, I do like the feel of these. I like the smoothness of the lead. There's no scratchiness, very buttery soft. And I tend to prefer Prismacolor, so like as far as my kind of everyday pencil that I'll use in mixed media, I'm used to it. I've used them since I was 5. So even though the quality has changed on Prismacolors over the years, it's still not enough to make me abandon them because I'm so comfortable and familiar with them. As we can see, the vibrancy is really good here on that blend. Now let me use some odorless mineral spirits here. This is just thin sketching paper. Yeah, blending out really nicely. And I don't think it says what kind of pencil it is, but I would say this is more of a wax-based pencil than an oil-based pencil. And we can see the vibrancy of that. I mean, that's Polychromos. That's this will probably be closer to Prismacolor, honestly, but yeah, nice and vibrant, gorgeous colors. I recommend these. I mean, for $30 to get 72 colors, maybe they'll come out with more in the future. I'm not sure. I do think that Woomer is a company that does a lot of white labeling, so I know they have come out with like a watercolor set that or maybe even a couple watercolor sets that I've seen from other companies as well. But and I don't know what these. At first, I thought these might be like the new Ohuhu ones. They're not. And then I thought maybe they're like the Arctics ones. They're not like the Arctics ones. They're softer. So, you know, as of, well, I got these pencils mid-2024. They're great quality. Now, I don't know how many budget pencils I'm going to review in the future because I do see quality changing in the budget pencil realm a lot more frequently than I do in other types of art media. So sometimes you get a set of pencils, they're great, and then a year later they're trash, like they've changed the formulation. So I do want to preface that with reviews of budget products that they could change. They switch to another factory, or the factory changes, or you just don't have that consistent quality control. But I'm hoping where they went through the trouble of getting the Lightfast testing done, that that this is something they're going to keep selling and maybe even expand on the line. But I don't know that. I don't work for them. All I know is what they told me. But the feel of them in my hands, the way they look, the way they perform, I'm very happy with them. And I would put these right in with my Prismacolors and not, think twice about it. I think they're quite a lovely pencil, and they're really nice to work with. They didn't irritate me or aggravate me at all, and I think that's a really good mark of a product if it doesn't aggravate you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this review, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!